Arguably the best action cams in the high end of the market. Which is best? Personally, I'm not really into these direct comparisons and claiming there is a clear winner for everyone. Sometimes there is, often the products are both good and it comes down to which will suit each person. So, a spoiler alert, this is one of these situations. They are both excellent cameras. Hopefully I can explain why one model might suit you better than the other. Price. The GoPro 6 comes with a built-in rear screen for US $600. If you can live without a screen, the Sony Action Cam is only $400, but more comparable to the GoPro if you include the Live View remote kit. And rumour has it the remote kit doesn't work all that well. Video quality, both extremely good. Some experts give the Sony the edge here. I can't pick which is better. In standard mode, the GoPro adds contrast, sharpness and colour saturation, which can look better to some. But the Sony shoots in a more natural mode, leaving the video editor to add those enhancements later. The GoPro does have the ProTune mode, which provides a natural look, but it chews more battery life and makes bigger files. However, it does give you a few more high-end editing options the Sony doesn't have. Image stabilization. The Sony wins out here with optical image stabilization. The GoPro has only digital stabilization. It can't quite match the smooth, natural feel of the Sony, even though the GoPro 6 model has improved over the 5 in this respect. We have found for dirt riding, the Sony was sometimes too smooth, in which case there's a mid setting that worked perfectly. Some viewers do prefer to see the camera being jolted around to some extent in action scenes, and in that case the digital stabilization of the GoPro will probably be just fine. Are you a slow motion junkie? The GoPro wins out here. At 1080p, you can film at 240 frames per second. The Sony will only do 120 frames per second. The GoPro does have an amazing processor which allows double the speed at a given resolution. Size, shape and waterproofing. Both cameras are similar weights, but the shape is important for how you mount the camera. For dirt riding, if you mount on the side of your helmet, the Sony's long, slim profile is much better. On top of the helmet or under the peak, it's comparable to the GoPro. But once you start mounting on your chin bar, the Sony's shape gets downright awkward. The GoPro is waterproof without a case, the Sony is only showerproof and dustproof. And the Sony's waterproof case makes it bigger, heavier, and muffles the audio badly. Operating the camera and using the menu system should see the GoPro well ahead because it has voice control for some features and a touch screen for the rest. But for dirt riding, we found the voice control becomes unreliable once there's some wind noise.
GoPro stop recording. GoPro stop recording.
And the touchscreen isn't that easy to get working sometimes, especially when wearing gloves. With the Sony, it's the old school system of hitting 2 buttons to scroll through the menus. It works fine. But the GoPro will be streets ahead once they iron out the kinks in their system. Audio is a mixed bag. The Sony definitely has better audio overall. The GoPro is good, the Sony is simply better. But once you are moving, it's a different story. The GoPro's case protects the microphone from wind noise up to a certain speed, about 50 kilometers an hour in our experience. After that, you can select the wind noise reduction, but then the audio becomes very muffled. On the Sony, you need to use the waterproof case to prevent wind noise, and the audio sucks. Now it might look dodgy, but we had awesome results with simply a bit of foam and a rubber band over the microphone. Very clear audio, wind noise only just starts to creep in at quite high speed. It's a pity Sony doesn't have some accessory to do this. Another plus for the Sony, if you want to use an external mic, it has the 3.5mm jack. There's none on the GoPro, just USB ports. Lens protection, much better on the GoPro. If you crack the built-in cover, you can just replace it. On the Sony, you need to use the waterproof case to protect the lens, which makes the camera bigger, heavier, and craps the audio badly. There is an aftermarket cover, but it's very expensive. Sony should have supplied one with the camera. All my GoPros have occasionally frozen. The only way to get going again was remove the battery and reinsert to reboot the camera, despite firmware updates. I'm a bit surprised to find this is still happening with the latest models. Not very often, but it's an annoying glitch they need to solve. The Sony, never. There are so many other features to these cameras, but for motorbike users, I think these are the big ones. Hopefully you can see why there is no clear winner to suit everyone. If you love smooth footage with that optical image stabilization, along with top quality audio, you will love the Sony. But then the GoPro's handier shape and features like a touchscreen, voice control, and super slow motion will make the GoPro a winner for others. To me, it's a bit like choosing which motorbike. Once you know how much you want to spend, all of them are so good, it will just come down to those little preferences. Good luck choosing your camera.